Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the variety show that revolves around one central theme: stories and the people that tell them. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. And hey, if you're feeling up for it, leave a comment down below, let us know you subscribed, and we will give you a shout out. Hello and welcome to Stories.
Wow.
What?
You could have put some effort in like I did. I learned another language just for this.
Okay.
Du hast mein.
Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, all the way from Sweden. No?
No. Again, you just said that with an accent. You didn't learn another language. Actually, we have connections to the police force now. I should get you arrested for that bad impression.
Oh, okay. Is it a
Well, do we have technically podcast wise? I don't think we have connections to a police officer yet because I'm jumping to the future.
Yes. We will on Wednesday.
Yes.
I was going to count the days. I just can't.
No, check. That's going to be our really good long interview with Jack Rooney.
Rooney
used to be a police officer for many years. Still is. But yeah, check it out. I read his book. It's fantastic.
Yep.
And I think I told him that about 140 times during the interview.
And then in the pre-chat and the post-chat.
I couldn't help it. If I like it, I like it.
Yeah.
Like some of the authors we've had on here are absolute rubbish. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love you all.
Yeah, but
I think I just put my foot in it.
Nah, so it's all right. We've established that only about 5 or 6 people listen to these episodes.
Yeah, true.
They listen to the other episodes.
Jamie, did you know I can time travel?
You can?
You can.
Oh!
This is Jack's book. I'm trying to move my fat fingers out of the way. There you go. The Angels Wept by Jack Rooney. He was kind enough to send me a lovely autographed copy because I've already read it in digital format. So you can get this in bookstores, BMAC Publications or jackroney.com.au.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's written on the back cover, so I can look like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm actually just reading it off the back cover.
And he did say if you buy it from his website, he will do signed copies.
Yeah, he will. He'll sign it for you. jackroney.com. It's an awesome book, so check it out.
.com.au, I think it is.
Just have another look at the book. It is .com.au.
Because it's Australia. This will be our second Australian interview.
And congratulations to our other Australian, Matt Holmes, who wrapped on filming of his latest movie, The Cost.
Yes.
I think today I saw him. He mentioned that he'd just started post-production today. Yes. So hopefully we'll be able to see that movie out very soon. So
yes, and we will get him back on to talk about it.
Definitely. So shout out to Matt Holmes. If you're actually listening to this episode, I'd be very surprised.
I'll tag him in it.
There you go.
And I'll timestamp it
for the first 4 minutes.
And he'll share it to all his friends.
No, don't share it because these episodes aren't good.
Well, while we're laughing, you got any jokes to keep us laughing?
I do. Jamie, look, I've been feeling a bit under the weather, and I rang my boss, and I just had to call in sick. She's like, "Why do you only get sick on work days?" And I said, "Oh, it must be my weekend immune system." Weekend immune system.
Okay, yeah, no, it took me a few seconds, but I got it.
Yeah, and John will already know this one because I did send it to him. Look, I've got a new phone, and it has some GPS options in there, and you can actually, you can change your GPS to famous people, like there's Billy Connolly and all those. Morgan Freeman would be a good one. He needs to get onto that. But I saw Bono from U2, and I thought, wow, let's go. But Yeah, I went on my first trip and changing the GPS voice to Bono. Now the streets have no names, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's, yeah, let's just leave it at 2 because I can't find another one.
I'd say one, but I'm not allowed to.
Why not? No, you can say one. Go on, Jamie. I'll give you a pass.
Oh, there's one I saw today. What was it like? What is it? It's the swordfish don't have any enemies or something along the lines of that.
You said fish, and look who appeared.
Swordfish.
Yep.
Don't have any enemies apparently, but no, wait, there is one. It is the penfish, which is supposed to be mightier than something along those lines.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm not good at delivery, but
yeah, no, you could work on your delivery. Look, I do have one. I went to Baker's Delight the other day, and I said to her, look, I'd like to buy a bagel with cream cheese, and she said, sorry, we only take cash.
Okay, so I like those jokes because you have to think about it, and then you go, that's not funny, but then you have to laugh because it's funny that it took so long for you to get.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to work out how long it takes it to work out.
It's just like the joke that always cracked my nephew up, and it was the most ridiculous joke. It wasn't even a joke. It was like, why did the guy fall off his bike?
Why?
Because someone threw a fridge at him. You know.
I mean, that's obviously a logical explanation, but I don't think it's a joke.
Or why did the plane crash?
Why?
The pilot was a tomato.
Can you tell your nephew to get off the crack?
You know what his best joke was? His best joke was, what was it? Why couldn't the pirate play cards?
Why not?
Because he was standing on the deck.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's why I said it's his best one.
That's a good one. I understand that.
But I had to say,
I understand that reference.
I had to say 2 really bad jokes first before you got to that one.
Yeah, you had to make it stand out a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyway,
tell me a story, Jamie.
I got some fun facts for you, mate.
Okay, cool.
Did you know that during World War II, Americans called hamburgers Liberty Steaks because hamburger sounded too German?
Okay.
They also called sauerkraut Liberty cabbage.
Well, sauerkraut is German, so
yeah.
I get that. Okay, that's totally believable. No, I would believe that.
But
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but
yeah,
Liberty cakes sounds like you like the things you put in the toilet to soak up the urine in public places.
Probably. They may have marketed it for that. But another term. You know how you and I are geeks, right? We're pretty geek.
Yeah.
Do you know where the term geek originally came from?
No.
It was referred to circus performers.
Oh, really?
That would bite the heads off live chickens.
Okay. I'm not going to do that for the podcast, but
no. Well, I'm just glad they updated the meaning of the word.
Me too. A special guest over here probably would do it for us, but
because if one of us accidentally went back in time to the first circus, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a bit of a geek. Here's a chicken. Get out there.
You know what I would do if I went back in time to the first circus?
What?
I'd put a safety net under the Flying Graysons to make sure that poor boy never has to go through that.
That wasn't the first circus, though.
First circus I remember.
Oh, okay. So you go back to your first circus.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Batman reference for those playing at home.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know who Dick Grayson is, you should stop listening to this podcast because I don't want you as a friend. When am I one to sugarcoat things, Jamie?
No. You are blunt and you're to the point.
Do you want to know something funny? I was watching a wrestling special today. Dr. Phil was on it.
And how was that working out for him?
That was a really bad.
I know.
Really bad. Because he's more southern. He's more like the southern drawl.
How's that working out for you?
No, he's not a robot. Oh, it's just funny. It was done by the WWE. It's a series called Evil, so they focus on some of the the heels, like the Undertaker,
Right.
Kane, stuff like that. And yeah, he was just giving his perspective as a psychologist, a psychiatrist.
No, that's
It
random.
was funny. They went from Corey Taylor from Slipknot, where I'm like, yeah, cool. And then they went to Dr. Phil.
Well, was Ryan Johnson directing the?
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't actually. I think he was too busy just jerking off over the Last Jedi, having a circle jerker with Willie. Anyway, let's get stuck into today's topic.
Shall we? Yes. What are we talking about? We're talking about. Well, we found some vintage articles of headlines from like early 1900s. They're pretty out there. These things were actually in the paper. So yeah, first one was from March 3rd, 1923 in issue of Time. So is it Time magazine? Maybe.
Yeah, I think all of these are from Time magazine, to be honest with you, Jamie.
Yeah. All right, well, it says in Asbury Park, New Jersey,
Very good, Jamie.
We've had people on here from New Jersey, so
Well done. I thought he was going to say like New Jedi or something, but well done.
Okay, well, if we're finished doing that, yeah, a young lady hiccuped steadily.
I know the weird spelling of hiccup. I just don't understand at all why they would do that.
Product placement there. I saw that. Yeah, no, that's probably what the word meant back then.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. So hiccuped steadily for 12 weeks, then ceased as suddenly as she began.
I feel like I need more information.
Well, someone hiccuped.
Well, did someone scare her? Like, the funny thing about Steph is whenever I'm driving in the car, she has nicotine spray because she's quitting smoking.
Yeah.
Gives her the hiccups, and it hurts because of her pain. And I always say, "Do you want me to scare you?" And she's like, "No." And then she hiccups and she's in so much pain. I'm like, "Sure you don't want me to scare you?" And then she's like, "No." And then I drive into oncoming traffic and nearly kill us, and then it cures her hiccups.
Well, there you go.
See, things I do for my friends.
Cool. Do you want to tell us about something that happened in Brooklyn?
Yeah, sure. In Brooklyn, something. The heading is something. In Brooklyn, a vague person telephoned police headquarters saying, "There's something going on here," he said. 6 plainclothes detectives and 4 patrolmen went to investigate. Presently, the vague person again telephoned police headquarters. "You'd better send more policemen," he said. "There are a lot of men in the yard and they've got flashlights." "They're policemen," he was told. "They're not," he retorted. "I can't see any uniforms." The detective failed to discover something going on.
Was it a prank call? I don't know.
Maybe it was the first prank call. First recorded prank call. Who knows?
Well, this one in Coruna, one of those words, near Madrid, a mother and daughter simultaneously gave birth to sons. Gesticulating relatives swarmed about to inspect. Hearty toasts were drunk. The newborn nephew and uncle, who much resembled one another, were accidentally mixed up. The babies will never know the true relationship.
Who is the uncle and who is the nephew? They never know. Wow.
That's pretty funny.
So this is from December 12th, 1932. From Time, as I said, these are all from Time. Gives a new creepy meaning to spooning with someone. In Norfolk, England, lives an old woman with 20 spoons. The handles of twisted silver, 10 small spoons are made of fingernails of her late husband. 10 large spoons of his toenails.
I wouldn't be able to use them.
No, I don't think so.
Do you think that she uses them, or are they just for look?
I don't know. It depends how freaky deaky she gets. I suppose it depends how desperate she is for a cup of tea.
Or how much she misses her husband.
Maybe.
I don't know this. In Biloxi, Mississippi.
Very good. Yep, Mississippi. Very
In
good.
Biloxi, Mississippi, the United States Marshal was ordered by a
Wit.
writ. Yeah, I know writ of sequestration
Yeah.
to seize and bring in to court a 75-ton dead whale, as to the ownership of which there was a legal contest.
So someone's contested. I own that 75-ton dead whale. And another man says, no, I own that 75-ton dead whale. And then a lady comes around and goes, I own that 75-ton dead whale.
Yeah.
So,
and then they take it to the court and go,
the U.S. Marshal has sequestered the 75-ton dead whale. I smell something fishy going on there.
so that'd be funny if it was actually a fish.
Well, it looks like a big fish.
But did you just go, well, it's a big
This
fish.
is a story about you, Jamie. It's called Insomnia. This is you.
Yeah.
This is you in this. Literally you.
Okay.
I haven't read a single word of it, but it's you.
Well, I have a time machine because it's 1937.
From the November 1st, 1937 issue of Time. In Los Angeles, the State Bureau of Furniture and Bedding. Yes, to be an agent of the State Bureau of Furniture and Bedding. Imagine that. Furniture and Bedding. Was summoned by a man who suffered from insomnia to complain about his newly restuffed mattress. Inspectors ripped open the mattress, found it had been restuffed with a 5-pound slab of concrete, 4 old suits of underwear.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
You imagine him trying to flip his mattress over. You know when mattresses get old, and you got to flip them over.
You know, I've never done that.
Never flipped your mattress?
Never flipped my mattress. Never. Never, ever.
Oh, maybe you might sleep better if you do.
Uh,
You're like, I could, but it involves flipping a mattress.
Who flips a mattress nowadays? Really?
Let me tell you about Porky.
Oh.
August 26, 1929. Off Ocean Park, California. Here we come.
You.
California. Here.
Okay, Jamie, it's not the Jamie singing.
Right back where we started from. California.
If you buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, Jamie, we'll never sing again. I mean that.
I don't. Porky Jacobs sat in an anchored floating barrel, stuck out his bearded face after more than 100 hours. Announced himself world's sit in a floating barrel champion. What? Wow,
it sounds like something someone would do when they're drunk. I was sitting there. 100. I'm the fish barrel sitting champion.
Hey, it made the paper. Just saying.
Yeah, well, obviously there wasn't much news on that day.
No,
you know, just like on April 28th, 1923, there wasn't much room. In Manhattan, a 250-pound woman laughed herself to death over the cinema movie Clarence. So what I'm going to say is she didn't laugh herself to death. She laughed so hard she caused a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I've never seen or heard of this movie Clarence.
Yeah, well, 1923. So
I mean, see how it's written here. Laughed herself to death over the cinema Clarence. I like to think that her local cinema was named Clarence, and she just walked up to the cinema and started laughing.
Oh, okay.
And then died.
Oop. I was going to make another joke, but I won't because we'll get cancelled.
The words are on the paper.
Yeah. July 23rd, 1923. Grand Whiskerino in Chicago. Hi, Wade. In Chicago, assembled the annual convention of the International Association of Specialty Salesmen. Said their president, this year we decided to find the man with the longest beard in the country, not the man in the barrel, but to appear at our convention. He then introduced Hans W. Langseth, aged 77, of Barney, ND.
North Dakota,
yeah, that's the one. Mr. Langseth carries his 17-foot beard inside his waistcoat in a bag. the specialty salesman conferred upon him the title of Supreme Grand Whiskerino of the Universe.
That's a title I would fight for.
Yes.
I'm
going to start growing my beard now.
So you can be the Grand Supreme Whiskerino of the Universe.
Yes.
So, I won't hold it against you that you didn't get the ND one, because the only reason I learn all these is because of wrestling.
Yeah, well, there
where
you go.
they come from, and they read it out, and then that says ND, and then you go,
if there ever comes a time and I go to the wonderful land of United States of America, I will learn places.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about it. A Small World.
Oh, okay.
At Albany, New York. No, but isn't Albany in New Jersey? Oh, well. Albany, New York. One Hector Sinclair of El Dorado, Kansas, hurried into a secondhand bookstore. He had heard that a vendor possessed a copy of work for which he had searched for over 50 years. The writings of the Jewish historian Josephus. Josephus, sorry, I apologize. I'm not a religious person, so I'm not. Hector paid $2.50, opened his book, and beheld his own name on the fly leaf, recognized the volume as one he had lost in 1872.
I would love to have that happen to me, because I once had a guitar stolen from me, and it was so rare that I would recognize it if I saw it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not this guitar.
No, it's not. No, it's a Japanese guitar.
Oh my!
And they don't make them anymore.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, because it was a company that made Gibsons, like Gibson knockoffs, but they were essentially so good that Gibson sued them and then hired them to make their guitars for half the price.
Yeah, that'd be right.
So, yeah. All right. Extraordinary deed. At Newburyport, Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm learning. One Mrs. Effie M. Beale received a letter from the Society of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, concluding, "We therefore wish to present to you, in the name of our society, its medal as a token of our admiration and high regard for the extraordinary deed of humanity. Mrs. Beale did her deed last January, sledding through the woods in Maine. Her husband came upon an old mother bear, shot her, discovered a tiny cub between her paws. Mrs. Beale cried, 'Just like my own baby,' snatched the cub up to her breast, took it home, suckled it with her own infant, reared it until it raised it maybe, until it became.
She didn't rear it. It's another word for raising.
Yeah. Okay.
Not what we know as a good rearing in Australia.
Yeah. Until it became large and troublesome," said Arthur Brisbane, editor. Romibus and Remus upside down. Yeah, so that's pretty funny. You win an award for saving a cub, but you shot the mother.
I'll tell you, that's a perfect one for the Michael Scott meme from The Office, where he's shaking hands.
Yeah.
The boss is like, getting an award for raising the baby after shooting it. Let me tell you about some vagrant goats.
Okay.
In Newark, New Jersey, citizens complained that 100 vagrant goats, they'd be like, "Hey, what are we doing here?" Vagrant goats had taken possession of the freight yard district, butted the residents, overturned swill buckets, eaten clotheslines, rose bushes, and awnings. Police, 5 dog catchers, 2 health department inspectors, Humane Society agents, and a squad of detectives geared up with lassos and dog nets harried the herd of whiskered miscreants, caught 9. 9 out of 100.
Oh, that's so. This is the goat version of the Emu War.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah. All right. November 26, 1934. Send off in Manville, New Jersey. Boisterous wedding guests pelted Joseph Lotka and bride with rice knocked Joseph Locker out with a well-aimed 5-pound bag, received him, sped him on his honeymoon, revived him, and sped him on his. So you knock him out and then take him on his honeymoon.
This would be a good place for that buy me a coffee ad, and you will get your good English lessons.
Yes, wonderful. No, it's pretty funny because it just goes to show that that's a universal thing. Like, let's just throw the whole bag. You know,
well, like, people just throw rice, and then some guy's got the shits, and he's like, "Bugger this," and just threw the bag.
No, look, I remember being a teenager and doing stuff like that. Like you're throwing stuff out of a bag and just throw the whole thing. You know, it's just a
Let me tell you about a doubtful dog, Jamie.
Doubtful dog. Okay.
In Chicago, Bim Elbert dog was reported as being paid quarters and dimes for tidying the Elbert premises, for minding the Elbert car, for carrying the Elbert market basket, going to bed promptly, for not whining or barking or playing with other dogs. That's in brackets. Do they mean like other dogs?
Probably.
Okay. He was said to go to the bank with his weekly savings and deposit them with the teller, wait for his passbook, trot home. His balance was $68 with no withdrawals. He was saving against the infirmities of age. Wow. Imagine that with interest now.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a very rich dog.
Yeah, but, they don't live that long, so. I'm going to tell you about teeth.
Okay.
April 9th, 1928. Now, I'm pretty sure this is Matthias because I worked with someone who had the same spelling.
It's either Matthias or Matthias. One of the two.
Well, it's spelled the same way as someone I used to work with. So Matthias Blau of Chicago persuaded his wife, Helen, to have all her teeth pulled. Then he refused to buy her false teeth because he said it was cheaper to feed her on soup than on solids. Mrs. Blau went to court, was awarded two sets of store teeth and at least a beef steak a week. Judge Jonas told Mr. Blau that he had committed the meanest trick he had ever heard of.
And then high-fived him.
Probably. Oh.
Wow.
Like, how do you convince someone to...
Who knows, mate? But Jamie, I'm going to tell you about teeth.
Oh, more teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near Lexington, Kentucky, A.G. Bush, veteran railroad engineer, was driving along in his engine, pulling a train. Is that what they call it in those days?
Mm-hmm.
He suddenly, at which his false teeth fell out of the window. So surprised was Engineer Bush by this dismal accident that he drove half a mile before he remembered to stop his locomotive. He reversed his speed and then traveled back to the scene of the sneezing. All of the passengers on the train, as well as the brakemen and conductors, helped him look for his synthetic molars. The search had been relinquished as futile. Engineer Bush was back in his cabin, moving forward again, when a great shout went up behind him. A local searching party had found his teeth. Amid cheers from the passengers and cries of "shut your face," Engineer Bush put them back in his mouth, frowned, and resumed his nonchalant journey.
It's a lovely way of saying a guy lost his teeth and we helped him find it.
Pretty much a long-winded way of saying that. They must have been short on news that day.
Yeah, that was like...
It's like, when you do those essays in school and they go, it has to be 7,000 words and you write like 6.5.
Well,
you're like, oh, I'm just going to...
I caught a glimpse of television today where they're like, and coming up on the project, housing crisis, and then and it goes, and bin chickens that aren't going in bins anymore, and you're just like, really?
Bin chickens.
You must be out of stuff. But I'm not gonna tell you about bin chickens. I'm gonna tell you about Bowler.
I wonder if Mike can tell us all about bin chickens because he works the project, doesn't he? Religiously.
Yeah.
Mike, tell us about fucking bin chickens. They're not going in bins anymore. Oh, wow.
Although, one of my favorite Frenzal Rom songs for those playing at home, Australian punk rock band Frenzal Rom. Have you heard the song about the birds, the bird attack?
No, I don't think so.
It's so funny. It's like fast, it's screamy, and they're just going, like seagull, magpie, ibis, and just screaming at birds, and then singing about putting an ice cream container on your head with eyes drawn on it for the Magpie. It's random, but it's a good song.
Good song. Good band.
Anyway, February 3rd, 1930. In Milwaukee, one George Kinder began bowling in an alley. He bowled for 50 hours and 28 minutes, bowled 362 games, bowled 907 strikes, lifted 53 tons of balls, bowled an average score of 149 each game, beat the previous endurance bowling record by 31 hours, became world's marathon bowling champion. Congratulations, George Kinder. Your name will forever live on.
George, you've won a red pen.
Let us know where your grave is, and we will place it there.
You're assuming he's dead. 1930. He might still be kicking.
Well, let's just say he was 10 years old when he did this bowling achievement.
Yep, it's 100. George, this pen's yours. Came from a pack I bought from Coles for $5. You thought I was going to give him a book. You thought I was going to give him this book, didn't you? But I'm not.
Will you give him some change?
Why?
Because I'm leading into the next article.
Oh, okay. I'll give him some change. Yeah. At Haven, Kansas, Oscar Fishburne paid a bushel of wheat for admission to a baseball game, received half a bushel of oats and change.
We need to bring back
the barter system.
Yes. How much easier would it be for everyone to get a PlayStation 5?
There you go. I'll have a PlayStation 5, thanks.
For a pen?
Yep. You know what? That's pretty stupid. I'll give you 2.
No. I want at least 100 packets.
Hold on.
You would work out. It would come out in your favor. Trust me.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I'll go tomorrow.
Well, crow.
Let's
March 2nd, 1936.
Let's see if we get this one.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep. Well done.
A group of domestic science teachers, doctors, socialites ate crow at a formal dinner to prove that crow is good to eat. Local market price for crow is $1.50 a dozen.
Interesting.
Well, I'm sure they say it tastes like chicken.
Probably.
Do you know once they wanted to farm hippos in California?
Really?
And apparently it would be awesome bacon. Like they apparently. I heard it somewhere.
Let me tell you about justice.
Oh, this one's perfect for you.
In Los Angeles, federal judge Leon R. Yankick reviewed a patent suit between Herman Wrong and Luther Wright, judged Wrong Right. Yes,
I like that. That's like those people I used to work with in the factory. One was called Fang, one was called Q. They work together.
It's like a mutual friend of ours. His wife's dad's named Wayne King.
Really?
Yep. There was an Australian politician called Richard Head.
Yeah, I had a teacher in school called Mr. Head, and being teenagers, we always went up to him and goes, "Sir, is your first name Richard?" He's like, "No,
it's Barry."
But well, there you have it. That's our articles. We're actually planning to mix things up after this episode. We're gonna throw some curveballs at you, cool style, and get a bit nostalgic. We haven't really planned what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something a little bit different that hopefully will get you guys listening in more.
Yep.
But for now, Ryan, are you recommending anything to us this day?
Most certainly am. Oh, do you want me to talk about it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can try and communicate it through your brain. I quite like that. Yeah.
All right. In the spirit of the weekend, I am recommending.
Here we go.
Here we go. Joe's on his high horse. It's like us intelligent folk don't like to watch the naked men wrestle. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in for WrestleMania this weekend. I've got so many more pay-per-views to watch. but you guys probably wouldn't have heard of little companies called Ring of Honor or Impact or anything like that. But WrestleMania, watch it on the WWE Network, $9.99 a month. You can watch it. If you're lucky, I might do an episode on it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's actually not at night in Australia. It's going to be Sunday morning from 11 a.m. and Monday morning from 11 a.m.
Yeah.
You can buy it on Foxtel, but just subscribe to the WWE Network. Look, he's yawning already.
No, I'm tired.
Subscribe to the WWE Network. It's not. I think Australian, it's $12.99 a month, and you get both nights for free, plus a whole bunch of other good content.
I'm going to refrain from saying the one wrestler I know and impersonating him poorly.
Who?
Bonesaw is ready. He's my favorite wrestler. I don't care.
Dad, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man Randall Savage.
Randy.
Randy.
Him and his wife Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Now, oh my gosh. No, mind blown. There's an episode of Scrubs, and I just realized who JD was impersonating.
Did he give it a bit of the, oh yeah?
Yeah, because he was wearing, I think he was wearing like a wrestling costume, and he's just like, yeah, I got some words for Dr. Cox.
Yeah, that's probably him. The Macho Man, because it would have been around that era.
Yeah.
Like Macho Man was still alive. Macho Man Randy Savage was still alive back then.
Well, yeah, no, because Scrubs 2001, I think it came out. And
Macho Man Randy Savage was tag team partners with Hulk Hogan, and they were known as the Mega Powers.
What are your thoughts on Chris Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I can see it. Like, I can honestly see it. Have no issue with it whatsoever. Hulk Hogan's too broken down to play himself. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But no, Chris Hemsworth could do it. Like he's got the height. He's got the. I mean, I can see him in the blonde. He's already got the blonde locks, really, with Thor.
Yeah,
I just needs to get the really good handlebar mustache.
I think he could. He'd pull it off definitely.
Easy, yeah, 100%. I'd be behind that.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, do you want to move on to our favorite segment of all time,
Jamie?
Yes,
I am from the Philippines.
This one's for Mikey Baby.
Mikey Baby.
That's an in-joke. But
Mikey Baby.
All right. Well, email of the week. I am Mrs. Suzara Maling Wan from Philippines. I love how she wrote from and then she put in brackets.
And it's not even the Philippines. You said from Philippines.
Yeah, well, yeah. So if we're going to read it like she's spelt it, it's going to be like, I am Mrs. Suzara Maling Wang from, but based in West Africa country since 8 years as a businesswoman dealing with gold exploitation. I have a dream and desire of building an orphanage home in your country.
We don't have them, do we?
No, but why doesn't she say what my country is?
Yeah.
Like if you have a dream, then you're going to say it by name. What? If
you build it, they will come.
Yeah, and I have a deposit fund for the project.
Excellent.
But presently, my health condition we not allow me to carry out the project myself.
Okay.
Now, my doctor has already told me that I have just few period of time to leave.
You've only got a few periods left.
Ovarian cancer.
Oh.
Can you help fulfill this project?
Can you, Jamie?
Now, for those playing at home, why it sounds so weird is because I'm reading it as it's written.
And I'm actually reading it as it's written because he sent it to me too.
If you have the mind to help me in this project, contact me private email address for more details on the way forward. With kind regards, this is Suzara Mailing Wang.
Suzara Mailing Wang. So did you?
For all you Filipino listeners, konting kawalam, wala ako bakialam. That was me saying in Tagalog, which is the Philippine language, I don't know, I don't care. You know why?
I can't think of anything to say that wouldn't be construed as racist.
You know why I learned to say that?
Why?
I once worked in a factory that was 80% Filipino, and they would ask me questions I just did not know the answer to, and then I just turn around and go, "Wala ako bakil," and then go alam, "Wala ako bakil." To the point that one day I literally got an A4 piece of paper and I wrote, "I don't know," and I taped it to my shirt, and they stopped asking me questions. I literally did that.
How many of them asked you to marry you?
No, one guy.
I need visa. I need visa.
One guy said, "My sister, she very pretty."
Oh.
It wasn't. Just saying. And then this other guy was like, "I need you to marry my mistress so she can come and live in the country."
Yeah, fair call.
And then I was just like, "What do I get out of it?" He goes, "Nothing, nothing." And yeah.
You don't get to have sex with her once?
No, well, all the other guys in the factory, because they're dirty dudes, they're like, "Do I get a turn?" No, I just need her to come here.
Wow.
No, it was fun times working at that factory.
Was that the one where you had a guy that used to sing with at lunchtime?
Yes, Fred. I miss Fred.
Fred misses you too.
He'd pull me aside and
He
be
just
like,
sent me a message about some gold making opportunities.
No.
And said, "Tell Jamie I miss him."
No, Fred would pull me aside randomly, like make sure no one's watching, and then he'd be like, "Ooh, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true." And then yeah, just everything and anything.
And then he'd come out wiping his mouth.
No, he was a good religious man.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, Seventh Day Adventist. One of the many
Seventh Day Adventist, the religion.
No, Advent.
Okay.
Adventist.
That was a joke, but yeah.
Okay. No. They're our mutual friend Craig Nelthrop. You know Craig, who used to drum for me in my band Puzzles?
Sure. Let's say yes.
Really? No, you've probably seen him around.
I've seen him, but yeah, I did.
He used to go to one of those churches. Like they're super different. It's like you're not allowed to do anything on Saturdays or something.
Awesome. Most of the wrestling's on Saturdays. I would freaking love that religion.
You better sit down. And just go,
yeah. Oh, sorry, can't take you out to the shops.
Yeah, but
7 Day Adventist.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're also not allowed to drink.
I don't drink anymore. Much.
Much.
No, well, I really don't. Like I've had a few
yeah.
drinks at a get together, and that's it. I can do without the alcohol.
Yeah, no, well, you know, I don't drink alcohol at all. Like,
how do they feel about the homosexuals?
Dude, it's a raging new world. A lot of the churches are flipping to your side, so they're out there.
So that means I'm not going to hell anymore?
Well, it depends who you talk to.
Well, this is not the homosexual podcast. That's our other one.
Well, it'll make our ratings go up.
Well, that's why I'm just like buying all these PlayStation games, watching all these movies and Blu-rays, because I'm assuming the reception's not going to be great downstairs. So, and if Crowley's there though, that's a different story.
All right. No, well, you know, some people look. If we're on that topic,
Hold on. Just let me get that can of worms. I just need to open it.
No. Look. This is what I'll say about it. Some people may prefer to go downstairs than upstairs. Like, I'm just saying. Like, if you're given, like, what's the alternative? Because if there's people out there that absolutely hate the idea of God and hate God, why would you want to go hang out with God?
Exactly.
You know. So that's what I'll say on the subject. Let's move on.
We'll be on the Babylon Bee next week or something.
Just don't share anything they share, because you get booted off Twitter. Someone literally got booted off Twitter for sharing that they got.
I share it within our group message, and that's it.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, good episode.
Yeah, pretty solid. I'm happy with that.
I enjoyed it. Listeners, if you have any stories, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. If you have any things that you want us to talk about, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com, or comment in the YouTube comments below. Head over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF and support us. But
I may be starting a group soon on Facebook for authors and friends. That will be like, it's like going to be like a pretty super serious, not serious, but like I want authentic people in there. I don't want time wasters in there. Like we're going to be a nice tight knit group.
You don't want people in there selling things.
Yeah,
Other
unless
than your own books.
Yeah, your own books. And look, I don't mind if you come in and if you're a book editor, if you're a formatter, a cover designer, you're obviously there to help. It's just my biggest thing about it is I would like people to give as much as they take. Because a lot of the groups I've been on, they're just like, yeah, look at you laughing.
I also am a fan of the giving and the taking.
Yeah, no, but look, I know. In all seriousness, like a lot of the groups
people in the groups that just sit there and they don't do anything and they don't contribute and all that.
Yeah, well, there's that, and there's people that just go in there and go read my book, and then don't offer to read anyone else's. So that's the kind of group I'm going to build. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know when it's up, and it should be fun. But
I mean, I'm really grateful for this podcast because I've discovered so many good books in speaking to our guests and authors, and some good movies as well. And it's been great. And I'd happily pay the money to join and just to grab a whole bunch of books to read. I love reading. So
cool. But I'll keep you posted, let you know when it's up and running. So just like we said at the start of the episode, Jack Roney's episode will be dropping on Wednesday, but that will be Tuesday for you over in the land of America.
Correct. That was a really good chat. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, very interesting guy, very down to earth. He's very, solid Australian. Is that the right way you put it?
Very easy to talk to, and you find out in the podcast. Obviously, he did a lot of work with Child Protective Services, so you can feel that in the discussion that we have with him. So yeah.
And Ryan's not just saying that because he scored a free book.
Nope, I already read the book before I even spoke to him. So I paid for it, and I bought the book. I read it, loved it, and and he was kind enough to send me an autographed copy, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. Anyway,
excellent.
We will see you next time.
See you next time.